spontaneously, of course, embracing poetry and artistry right here in the Republic. But of course, for Entertainment Friday this morning, as the Morning Drift, of course, we'll be having an interaction, not just an interaction, but in marking 10 years of art. Indeed, of course, spontaneous brings a wider experience into poetry. And of course, this morning, she talks to us about being spontaneous, the poet. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Morning Drift Entertainment Friday. We are live across all social media platforms. That is on Facebook, YouTube, and our website www.lookuptv.co.ke. Find in, of course, the test in our number 0745-762-640. Cheza kama wewe on our WhatsApp line. We are told that, of course, we'll be reading these comments. Sasa kama uko na swali yoyote you want to ask this morning, makinika pale kwenye mitandao yetu. We are humbled to have you day in, day out as our humble viewer, and of course you commenting right there is our utmost a privilege. Now, of course, there's so much that has been happening this week, and just to take you on the lead, but before that, there is an artist right here in our headquarters, and anaitwa King Dantimax with his team, anasema pull up in the city. It's a new song in the space, and of course we are happy that he's igniting gospel through these rapping things. But go right there on YouTube, msaidie msupportini. Ilo nasemanga mkini support. King Dantimax needs your support as he pulls up in the city with the red tie and a pink tie, and pull up in the city with a suit. It's a really nice song. Go to YouTube, go to TikTok, and umsaidie ku grow as an artist. But on the other hand, high-flying Kikuyu media personality Helen Muthoni faces backlash after seeking financial help from her funds to offset her car balance. 2 years ago, she claimed to have been given a brand new car by a local dealer. You've seen this story quite trending, and of course we are just mentioning it because she's a media personality, she's a gospel artist as well, and of course for the entertainment purposes we are right here. Sijui kama tutamchangia ama itakuwa namna gani, but it's so alarming when you want to be at the core. When people see you pulling up, you're coming in with a good vehicle, nikaka kustua wasi. So you want that kind of lifestyle, not knowing that pia wasanii wanapitia mambo mingi sana, which is so traumatizing. Unaanza kuandikia watu pay bill that wako support na so that has been trending, of course, for quite some time, and I believe with the best understanding on Helen, of course we'll be able to help her as well. But on the other hand, Kenyan man shows off his new iPhone 17 Pro Max after deciding to sell his kidney. Pressure is real. Na ametuonesha mali kidney ilitolewa. But nimekwambia tu una marvel na iPhone, but in the long run there is a cost to pay. That is just but a glimpse on the entertainment side of what is happening right here in the Republic. But there are so many things as far as the political space is concerned. Remember when Kalonzo was given not Kalonzo, Orengo was given ile fimbo ya Ukambani. I believe if you search Orengo right now, you'll see the move that he made. And of course, across the divide, we're also praying for the nation, that even as we near the end of the year, we are hoping that any Kenya or many Kenyans will come back to satisfaction, and they'll not be crying about the tough economic times right in the Republic. Remember, it is just a few months, of course, to near the general elections 2027. We are hoping for the better, excellent change right here in the Republic. But that is just but a glimpse on what I intended to tell you this morning. But the best thing that I'll tell you this morning is that Spontaneous the Poet is in the building.
Yes,
nice to
thank you so much.
How are you feeling?
I am good. It's early in the morning. Early to rise, early to shine, so it feels a bit better. Plus, having you here is very interesting. It's
amazing.
Calming. It's beautiful energy.
Amazing.
So
you look impressive, of course, just as your name. When you heard that you're coming here, what is this desire that came in your mind?
I think for me, when I heard I was coming here, it was first of all very interesting to just get the call. I was like, it's been a while since I was in Look Up TV. It would be exciting to just experience and see what conversations are we really going to have. What's the unique questions that are going to be asked and all that. So I'm really looking forward. You already shot a question at me today, and I was just like, ooh,
Indeed.
okay, now I'm interested. I really want to engage in this conversation
Amazing.
today. So yeah.
All right.
I'm looking forward to learning more about myself and yourself as well. So,
Amazing. Thank you so much. Now that is Spontaneous the Poet, and of course the best reason as to why we are here, it is also marking 10 years of experience in the field, in the industry, and of course you mentioned something about women.
Yes.
That there is a journey of these women unseen. That is one thing, of course, that I'm hoping you will share with us this morning.
Okay,
Senor?
I will definitely.
Now, of course, in 2025, award-winning activist Spontaneous the Poet marks a remarkable milestone, 10 years of using spoken word to heal, challenge, and transform. To honor this milestone, she presents Queens at 10, a bold celebration of 10 phenomenal women who, like her, have spent a decade shaping Kenya's creative landscape. All right. Now, to celebrate and amplify the journey of 10 female creatives, showcasing the value of women's leadership in the arts. To launch and institutionalize Female Poets Kenya as a creative empowerment hub for women artists, offering mentorship, artistic therapy, and economic opportunities through arts. All right, but this is now the talking head. Through raw performances and shared experiences, the event reflects on the resilience, risks, and triumphs of women in the arts. It's a space to reclaim voice, to celebrate sisterhood, and to honor journeys that often go unseen.
True.
And the many of them, of course, go unseen.
They do.
And that is why you're here to just make us understand in the reflection of art and in the taste of poetry. You're helping us to raise a voice to the many women out there that we've been speaking to across the year. All right, as we begin the conversation, I know we've been used to these spaces za marvel to the spaces that the Lord has given us the talent.
Yeah.
All right, and you told me you're a good singer.
I did not say he said I am a good singer, and I take it.
And you take it.
I take it all in.
All right. For the marvelous grace this morning,
Yeah.
I'd like you to amplify the gospel. Just one gospel.
Okay.
To say many God has been so much.
God has
grateful.
been faithful. Oh my Lord. It's interesting that you're actually asking me that, because the one song that has been playing in my head, I know Bahati did a rendition of it,
Indeed.
but it's vyote nilivyo navyo umenipea, umenipendelea, uhai afya hii umenipendelea, siji what kwa chochote
Sijui kwa lolote.
Sijirini kwa chochote, so sijivuni kwa chochote. Yeah, that's the one song that has really has been playing in my head. And probably you just let God be God in situations that don't make sense. You just let God be God in situations that actually make sense. Maisha ni kupanda na kushuka, chochote utakacho wewe sema wewe.
Wow.
Sema. Yeah, that's my own.
Ta-da! You created that.
Yeah.
You see, I told you, of course, you have a lovely voice indeed. And
you,
ulikuwa unakataa kutuimbia ndo tu.
Well, thank you. By the way, this is the very first time I've actually been told to sing on studio.
It's been a while.
Oh, it marks the beginning of something interesting. Noted. Which date was this? This is which date?
7th.
Oh wow. 7th of October.
All right. So what is the name Spontaneous?
Spontaneous the Poet is a spoken word artist. A multi-award-winning spoken word artist. This name actually came up in 2014. I was seated with my best friend, and we had just joined a poetry, what's it called? One night stand poetry event. and we were having this session at Bush and Flowers. This is in University of Eldoret. And I'm just introduced to spoken word poetry, and our mentor Oyatsi then tells us to come up with a name. So I'm here. My real names are Rachel Stephanie. So we're thinking Ray Steph, Ras Steph, Stephanie. Like, it's not making sense. So then, literally, I think around 3 p.m., I just leave the house. I leave the house, and I'm going to like fetch a bit of some water, and then he says, "That's my friend. He's called Enigma Creative." He says, "You know, you're very spontaneous." And I was like, yeah, that's it. That's it. Spontaneous, the poet. But before it was the poet, it was tree house. I've always wanted to own a tree house. So I used to tell guys, you know what? If I cannot buy the tree house now, might as well manifest it until the time God enables that the tree house exists. So
Why a tree house?
Why a tree house? I guess I just always wanted to see people from I don't know. It was just fascinating imagining sitting with the birds pale, or usiku you're able to see the stars. Yeah.
So when it was huko chini. So ndio kuishi kwa apartment.
Kuna difference ya tree house na apartment. Apartment kuna watu wengi. But then tree house, you're alone. And then the wood aspect of it. It's interesting that you're asking me that question. I never really thought about it. I just never wanted a tree house.
Ilikuwa tu name ya creativity.
Kids don't ask. You never thought of having a tree house when you were younger?
Not really.
Okay. I need to ask
Maybe
God
Gary
why
box.
the tree house. Maybe?
Gary box.
Gary box.
You know that?
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's common to everyone.
Ile gari yenye iko inachezwa na.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you mean, literally. That's what you wanted to. Okay, so.
I wanted to make that.
You wanted to make that, not have that.
Yeah, ama nikuwe master wa mabano.
Hey, now you're speaking. You know, the funniest thing actually, I have my very first, ni neighbor siri but sawa. The very first piece I'm doing is about when I was growing up. What I wanted to be when I was growing up. So it's interesting that you're saying Ukuntaka should add that line there. Nikuantaka kwa master wa mabano. Ama zile, ilikuwa inaitwa nini fair.
Indeed?
So yeah.
Utakuwa unapiga tu mabirds kwa tree house.
I would be killing my own neighbors, man.
You won't kill your own neighbors, but of course, in real sense, you found someone that is speaking about spontaneous, and the reflection of all this. Indeed, it's becoming to an alignment of poetry and art itself. And right about now, you're speaking about raising a voice as a woman. So as a woman, before a woman, we have a girl, then coming up to become an adult. Your journey has been this grateful because there is steps that and
so
right
true.
now you're saying about 10 years of this journey. How is your space being as a girl been? Of course, in the reflection that now I need to achieve something, and in marking 10 years, there's a story that I'll tell these people. Has it been as a girl up to the point that you're an adult?
I like how you're bringing in the girl aspect. This is very interesting. You know, when I was younger, I wanted to be a pilot. So I guess I knew I was going to tour the world for a very long time.
Indeed.
At some point, I wanted to be a surgeon. Because then you remember Ben Carson's book, Gifted Hands. So I think as a kid, funny enough, thinking about it, I was running away from stuff. Because if you're a pilot, you're up there. If you have a treehouse, you're not around people. But I think generally it's because I was bullied in my younger years a lot, especially because of twanging. It was not intentional. It was how we grew up, you know. And so the whole idea of, oh, naringa, and you're a child, and all these things. So most of the time, it was crazy from the class 1 all the way to class 8. And I always wanted to run away. So then my teacher, Mrs. Otieno, gets me into drama festival and music festival.
Which school is this?
This is Kapsoya Primary. And so in Kapsoya, I happen to be the only, I know. You have a story of Kapsoya?
Yeah, I know. Can tell us about this Soya thing.
Okay, so then now, that's I go for drama, and I become the only pupil who gets to actually go for the next stage in Nakuru. So I'm like, all the way from Eldoret to Nakuru. Oh, I can be disappearing like this every time. I was like, you know what? Yes, I will be a poet.
Indeed.
And I will do my best so that I don't always have to deal with being bullied and all these things. So that was the beginning of my growth even as a poet. I never thought I was going to be a poet. I always thought I was going to be Mariah Carey. Just saying, you know?
Amazing.
But I think when you're thinking about reclaiming spaces, I remember the very first time, most of my friends were male. Rarely did I have female friends. And we were playing, tuko tuna skate. And nilikuwa na shida nikianguka every time. And I remember telling them, there's one thing, what a woman can do, what a man can do, a woman can do better. And then we happened to have this competition where nili suggest tukuwe na charcoal alafu watu watembe kwa charcoal. And they didn't, and I did. And I think from that time, I was just like, you know what? Speak more, open yourself up to experiencing life. And whatever you put your mind to, you can actually get it done. So I guess for a very long time as a girl, I just really wanted to be able to speak for people like myself who couldn't talk back in the day. And to also raise conversations around your scars are your strength. Yeah.
Your scars are your strength.
Your scars are your strength, man. Like, you might think you're not fitting in right now, but it's the lack of fitting in is where your strength is coming from. It's like Moses and being a stammerer and still being able to lead a whole population, you know. Yeah.
All right. So the aspect of girl child now is, you know, is creating a sense of maturity in you, and now you are adapting to these moments, you know. Perhaps maybe they are preparing you to be as strong as you are now.
True.
And the journey, of course, keeps on going and moving on forward.
It does. Of course, when you're thinking about being sexually assaulted when you're a child, and then trying to find your voice off of the same thing. You know, when you're older is when you look back to your inner child, you're like, hey, there's so many things that happened to me when I was a kid that I didn't know this was it, you know.
Wow.
But then when you grow older, when you realize that, the question is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to be able to heal from it? Hence the reason why for me healing is a big aspect, because I feel like,
which will tell us, of course.
Yeah, I feel like through my poetry I was able to heal. I was just going through my first pieces in 2014 all the way, and there was this guy called Kevin Orato. I happened to, that was this year when I'm planning Queens at 10, and he said, why are your pieces so sad? Or do you enjoy wallowing in your pain? And you know, I looked at that, and looking back, now looking at who I've become, I'm like, oh no, I can do actually really cool pieces. I just didn't realize that was actually the season I was healing. You know, openly being genuinely open to share your deepest scars, because that's how I created my Facebook page. It was intentionally to just speak about those hard things and use poetry for the same. So yeah, I believe it has really shaped who I have become over the years, from speaking of self to speaking about the society as a whole.
All right.
Yeah.
Which, of course, now brings us to the alignment of healing, then the challenge, and of course, you're speaking about transformation. I believe at 10, you already transformed, or in the spaces of transformation. But in case you didn't know, of course, when we had this conversation, you're supposed to come way prior, but now since you're here, we still can do it. You know, it is 2 weeks down the line that we're still mourning the former Prime Minister, Raila Amolo Odinga, and of course the nation is still in mourning. So many people have not yet accepted the reality, and this reminds us of the many musicians out there that created songs to eulogize the late former Prime Minister. You know, and you created one.
I did.
Joey, by Spontaneous, the poet. You know, I'd like you to give us the glimpse, and of course, at the end of this show, we'll be able to also display Joey by Spontaneous, the poet. Indeed, a captivating one through the line of art. with that same taste, I'd like you to give some few lines on Joey, even as we prepare the audience for the same.
I'll do this. I will let the audience go and watch it. But I'll just say that it speaks to every sacrificial thing, I would say, that our late Prime Minister had to endure just for us to be able to enjoy the freedom of expression that we have right now. You know how when you have someone close and you don't see how important they really were, and then when they leave you realize, oh, even as an artivist, you just remember, oh, freedom of expression is not that free anymore, you know? So I know one of the lines, of course, it just speaks to everything that has happened. For instance, how certain bills were signed a few hours after the declaration of his passing. You know, the 37 years, he started this whole journey at 37, and that also gets me to ask I'm nearing those years, so it gets me to ask myself questions like, what would I be when I'm that age? Would I really want to speak for the country the way he spoke for it, and going through the detention and torture, and still pulling through all the way to his older years, you know? And it was inspired by one of the guys. I was just going through the videos, and one of the guys said, I know everybody is creating very beautiful music around Honorable Raila. It would be really nice to also capture his essence, his history, so that when someone can go back to and you see him as Jacom, as Tinga, as Enigma, as all these things, and also the number of years from fighting for multi-party democracy to ensuring we have the constitution, to also having the conversations around the handshake.
All right.
Yeah.
Within 2 minutes, of course, after this, for you, of course, we'll also take a break with this piece. I'd like you to give us just a short piece.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 minutes as a keyword to take a very short break.
Okay. If I die tomorrow, let it be known that I found light in your presence, that amidst my dark ages, you kissed my nerve endings and taught me how to live again, how to breathe again. Because I have harnessed so much hatred within me, with so much pressure, but this is my story, but this is not my song. Because barely at the age of 14, I met cutthroat. Slicing through my childhood, she read through my dysfunctional face and me thinking we were intertwined by fate, cut throat. Only God knows the many times that tears have been my enemies and fears my frenemies. Every time I had to empty my bowels for him, cut throat. But dear Lord, you reminded us that we are worthy, we are deserving. So if I die tomorrow, let it be known that I found light in your presence, that amidst my dark ages, you kissed our nerve endings and taught us how to live again, how to breathe again.
All right, shall I say more? Let's take a very short break. Of course, we'll be right back after this. Taarifa zinapochipuka na kutufikia papa hapa kwenye makao makuu ya chumba cha habari cha runinga ya Lookup, kwenye taifa, kwenye serikali, kwenye bunge, tunajitosa hadi kwenye sauti ya wenyeji ili kupata tu maoni ya wenyeji kuhusu masuala haya yanayochipuka.
Maana hii kitu inaenda kuumiza Mkenya kwa tax.
Hakuna kitu tunafurahia. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sisi tunaumia, si ati tunaumia ile ya kiukweli. Juu maisha ni ngumu.
Na bila shaka tunapata maoni yao ili sauti yao ipate kusikika. Na watasema hili, waseme lile, watasema hiki na waseme kile, almuradi sauti yao ipate taa.
Mambo ya mafuta tena imekuwa
ni changamoto zaidi kwa kila mtu wa bodaboda.
Uchumi ikikuwa stable, tunaamini mambo itakuwa sawa sawa.
Kwanza liko na ria wasa wa boda, mama mboga nini. Hao sasa ndio wamefinywa zaidi manzi.
Mpenzi mtazamaji, hii ni bunge la wenyeji.
Save a Life is a non-profit organization that has taken the front line in transforming lives in the entire country. So far, we have transformed life of over 100,000 people through our programs, which include medical support, youth empowerment, street family program, feeding program, and climate change. Join us today as we transform lives. As we always say, service to humanity is service to God. Save a life, transforming lives.
How easy is it for you to forgive someone who has hurt you? How easy is it? What are some tips, a person can apply to improve their public speaking skills?
We all have personality lazy somewhere around us.
In my mind, whenever I'm invited for a public speaking event, I don't like to put a lot of, accessories or too many colors.
What are the major things to look out when choosing a school for a child?
Another cheesy conversation starter is, men do this a lot. They look familiar. Have we met before? No. We met in
Nobody's buying that line again.
No, we don't. We don't buy it anymore.
All right, welcome back. You're watching the Morning Drift Entertainment Friday right here in the headquarters Look Up Television. Joining the conversation across our social media platforms on YouTube, Facebook, our WhatsApp number 0745762640 is working. Earlier on, we were having a conversation with Spontaneous, the poet herself, and deliberately speaking about the voices that have been unheard, the journeys that have been unseen, and above all, of course, there is this commitment. Earlier on, of course, in due course and in the conversation that we've been having before on mental well-being, there are struggles that many of them go through. Many of us, of course, go up to this point in time. But through these pieces, there is a development of the wounds that become healed. And after that, of course, due to the fact that we are having these challenges, there is also room for transformation. We'll be having this conversation. But before that, let's receive a piece.
When a young blood bleeds, when a young blood bleeds by the bullet, in your silence, there goes a lineage cut off from you. When a young blood bleeds by the endless strokes in your silence, there goes a blue uniform walk scot-free. When a young blood bleeds till the trenches are filled in your silence, there goes a family quenched in the stench that is wrath. There goes a ticking bomb waiting to explode. Here comes a generation ready for justice in your silence. There goes a youth like you and I, carry a heavy cross in loss. So when a young blood bleeds, when a young blood bleeds, gone is a send to a mother who's questioning herself for being alive. Gone is a send to a father who's ready to go to roar up an army and go to war. Gone is a son and a brother to a sibling who's ready to pull that trigger on a shoot to kill command. So when a young blood bleeds, when a young blood bleeds, let your souls be so disturbed until your pain equates to the sleeping of a robbery. Let your hearts be so perturbed until your cries appease the spirit's throb. Let your cries be so loud until justice is found. Because when a young blood bleeds, when a young blood bleeds. Mayo ne kaka. Mayo ne kaka. Mayo, mayo, mayo. Mayo ne. So when a young blood bleeds, and you are angry as should, you are taking action as should, only then shall a nation rise to get rid of this despotism. Only then shall justice be found. So don't be silent when you can do something about stuff. Don't be silent. Silence only kills. Spontaneous, the poet.
Wow, impressive. That is so much powerful.
Thank
Of course,
you.
you have your clicks indeed.
Thank you.
You're speaking about something that has already happened, and up to this moment still is happening.
Yeah,
and many of the people writing the Republic have commented on this, that there's so many young men that bled that time, and up to this point in time, there are many families that are bleeding the loss of these young men.
Yeah.
So this is a room for healing. Do you think that as a country we've healed so far?
Healing is a process. I think we are still, you know how you start with anger and then you're in shock. I think we're now in shock, in trying to just process. Because think about it, from 2000 post-election violence to last year having the protests, to this year also having the protests. Have we really healed? We'd be lying to ourselves if we said we've healed. But the most beautiful thing is we are finding our voice again, We're finding the strength to actually say...
Do you think we are?
We are. We are. We are. Why would I say that? Before, allow me to start from 2007, things were happening, but kulikuwa tuna a lot of shock, a lot of silence, But then from last year, you're able to already see people are going out on the streets and they're saying, enough is enough, And even when you know you're actually going to lose your life, I think the hardest was how we would apologetically tell our parents, we are sorry that we have to go on the streets, and if we do die, we died for a cause. That means where we are at right now, everybody is genuinely feeling the heat and has the strength to actually speak about it, And this year, the same thing happened. It's definitely hard because grief is not something that you take for granted. Took me 7 years to figure myself out after my mom passed on, And so we are definitely grieving, but we are finding the strength, and that's what that matters. We're finding strength to speak and to actually articulate what we actually want, even in the amidst what we are all going through right now in the country. So yeah, and also even for our brothers basically and sisters in Tanzania, and the things that are happening, and just seeing how Kenyans rallied up with them during this season. There's a transformation. Look at Morocco. Look at what the Gen Z uproar is actually doing. And it's not just the Gen Zs alone. Think about the millennials. We, the millennials. Think about, probably we'll say the baby bloomers are watching from afar. But it's also understandable in their age, And right now, I was just checking out statistics. In Kenya, around 60% plus are a fusion of millennials and Gen Zs. We're a very young country, and hence the power and the resilience to be able to speak more and see how we can shift policies, So yeah, have we healed yet? No.
No.
Are we in the process? Yes.
All right, but we're hoping for the best.
We are definitely hoping
to speak
for
about
the best.
challenge or challenge, what is it?
Both.
Both of them?
It's a challenge, but we're challenging it.
All right. In the course of your spaces in the poetry industry, how have you been able to apply the both?
So through performances, I've had the opportunity to engage in conversations around policies. I'll give an example of recently I was at the Next Star Summit at Nation, and we were talking about the Beijing Protocol and how far we are as women in the leadership space, and what more do we want to see later, you know. I've been part of conversations, for instance, with Saudi sessions around femicide. So generally, I've been using my art to be able to speak truth to power, and not myself alone. I'm so grateful that I have a whole team that's rallying behind me as Female Poets Kenya, you know. Right. And we're now creating more spaces for other female creatives to engage, to network, to build on platforms for showcases towards sustainability. It's not an easy run, but it is a worthy one, you know. It's one thing to deal with your problem as one person, but no man is an island. So being able to create a community that then shields you and supports you to overcome whatever it is you're going through on a daily is something that is really helping. So that's how I would say I am also giving back to the society as a founder of Female Poets Kenya. Beyond just having performances, I also do art therapy with a team as well. I love to work with a team. I do not think spontaneous did not grow as spontaneous. Spontaneous has had an army of people who've believed in the dream and are helping push and build better spaces, you know, in the society. So I use art therapy for the same, and also I'm currently the programs person at Artistry Network, and we are training young women to become leaders, and to also of preaching towards good governance, especially in Kwale County, where currently the woman is a governor, but then again there's underrepresentation of women leaders. So that's how I would say personally I've been able to use my art to transform a few things here and there.
And using your art to transform many things, I believe. And now we're speaking about transformation. The reason why we're cutting across heal, challenge, and transform is of course the benefit of we understanding how you write your scripts, how you present your scripts, and of course what is the intent vision of Spontaneous the poet. You know, Spontaneous is being natural, and you know you're natural as well.
Thank you.
And I believe we are moving on in the same track, and we hope for the best in your endeavors in poetry. So let's talk now about transformation. You're here about you're here because you have been in the journey, and this particular moment is transformed. How does that make you feel?
You see, there's someone who said that he who wears the crown knows what goes behind the scenes. It's exciting, I would say, for one, to recognize that it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years of doubt, 10 years of joy, you know, of winning these awards, of challenges, of course.
Indeed.
You know, 10 years of being surrounded by amazing women, phenomenal women, who've also been doing an amazing job, be it through production, be it through comedy, be it through dance, be it through... And the most interesting thing about this is everybody who's at Queens at 10 has been a friend of mine at one point or the next. And we all just happened to be in this space. So I am excited.
Even Yamumo?
Even Yamumo. Stella Yamumo, I and Stella Yamumo became buddies in 2017.
Amazing.
And you know, and we've been journeying together for a long time. We have Carol Kanya. Carol Kanya is the one who, the photo that I sent you for the poster, she's the one who does all my photos since 2018. And she's also turning 10 years.
Amazing.
Shiki is a DJ. And we've been journeying with her since 2015 all the way to this year. Liboy is a musician who's currently touring. So basically, in a nutshell, these are things we prayed for, you know? I remember myself, and I have a best friend called Nile Daughter. She's a reggae artist. we used to pace ourselves. We'd give each other 2 years and ask ourselves, do we think we want to try this art thing and continue? So we reevaluate after every 2 years.
Amazing.
We reevaluate after 3 years. And then now, when we're having conversations, we're like, wow, we've done 10 so far. So I believe that every win is worth celebrating. We don't celebrate as much, but I mean, why not just celebrate, whether it's your 5 years, whether it's your 10 years, celebrating is the beginning of building even better. Because when you recognize that enyewe imekuwa without challenges, lakini we are here, and it's had its own positives. I think that's an opportunity to reflect as a person and say, I also want to invite everybody who's been part of this journey to feel that they might have thought they did a small thing, but they really planted a seed that this is where we are at right now. And so what are we going to be doing past the 10 years?
All right.
Yeah.
Do you think of course these women do not have a voice? That you want now to bring them into these spaces?
No, I don't think they don't have a voice. I think they do have a voice. And it's a matter of sharing spaces. Because the higher the voices are heard, the more there's amplification, the more there's impact. Numbers are impact. So they do have a voice in their own spaces. But umoja ni nguvu. Yeah, imagine now having all these powerful women in one space. Sorry, I'm not sidelining the men. Because even in my space of growth, I have most of the opportunities I've received has been courtesy of the men who've also believed and journeyed with me. So we are actually going to be honoring, we'll be honoring some the men and the women who've been in this, who've played a huge role. So yeah, we all have our voices in all our different spaces, but together.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right. I want now to ask about, because I didn't want to ask you how you create your script, because you're just spontaneous. You know, in real sense, understanding how you, there must be someone out there that wants to write a script, that wants to, you know, do as you do. And of course you're saying that manzi kuna akina dada na akina mama ambao wamejiweza kama wewe. In that space, how do you create your script? How do you build it? And of course, how do you articulate it instead?
Finding your voice is a very interesting thing.
Thank you.
Because it changes every time. There was a time in my life where inspiration would come when I'm in a matatu. And that's when I would be writing most of the scripts. So how it basically starts is I probably see something, or I probably experience something, or an idea comes into mind. And then second thing is jotting it down. Whether it's a one-liner or a two-liner. At some point in my life, I would write finalize on a whole piece in one sitting. And then as time has shifted, we've been now writing lines as we go by. I think growing into the artivism space, I have grown into learning the importance of research. Because also, how you're going to speak truth to power without facts, you know? So within my writing spaces, I also take like 2 or 3 days to just research thoroughly on the piece I want to write about, get the facts right. And then once I've jotted down the piece, I do rehearsals. Probably get 2 or 3 days for mastery, and then now do thorough rehearsals together with the band or the guitarist, depending on what's needed.
Does it bore you when you take so much time to rehearse?
Does it bore me? No. You know why? Because interestingly enough, in the years that I have been contracted to do work, I'm probably called today, and in the next 4 days we have a show. Wow. So I've been finding myself in spaces where you work under pressure. So yes, I wouldn't say, does it? No, it doesn't. You're right. It doesn't bore me. I think for now, maybe not bore me, but realizing that I need to do 10 pieces because it's been 10 years. Amazing. Now that's something that
10 pieces, how minutes?
So some are 3, some are 7 minutes, some are On average, 5 minutes each. So I'll probably be on stage for 1.5 hours, depending if you add music. Yes. I'll
7-minute article.
Yeah?
For that 7-minute presentation, you need a whole hour on stage.
No. I mean,
all of them.
because you asked how many minutes per piece. And I'm doing 10 pieces.
Indeed.
So highly, and adding some music and all this, I'll probably be on stage during Queens for the next 1.5 hours.
All right.
Yeah.
Courtesy, of course, of Spontaneous the Poet right here on Look Up Television. Dan, I believe we will be having Joey for Raila Amolo Odinga, spoken word tribute by Spontaneous the Poet. You know, after the end of this session, it will just roll in, and of course, we'll be embracing the fact that this man has been for the country. As we come to a close of this conversation, Spontaneous, it's nice to see you, and it's nice to hear what you're saying about uplifting many others out there. There's something as we come to a close I'd like you to make an emphasis on. So you know, you want to launch the Female Poets Kenya concept, and also you want to release Spontaneous the Poet's debut book, then the debut fashion launch of Kowere by Miss Universe Kenya 2017. You know, I'd like you to elaborate on that, then of course give some shout out, then invite us to this amazing event.
Cool. So, first of all, it's a soft launch for Female Poets Kenya. We get to officially invite more people to be part of Female Poets Kenya. The vision, rather, is to tour Nakuru, Mombasa, Nairobi, while doing master classes around brand identity, brand growth, professionalism, mentorship, and performance on stage, while at the same time tour the production that we will have had into these different cities.
Indeed. Yes,
so that's the vision for Female Poets Kenya, and it's open to all the creatives. And then the second one is you talked about the book launch. Oh, this one is coming a bit later as well. I'll be doing my debut book in May 2026.
Congratulations.
Majaliwa, asante sana. And then there's the Voware. So we are actually partnering with Mary Esther, Miss Universe Kenya 2016-2017. She's doing her very first launch of her wear. So we are looking forward to having a runway. So ideally, Queens at 10 in itself is going to be performances, exhibition, a runway, and a whole lot of very exciting engagements. We're also going to be having performances from kids as well. So if you have a child who loves art, that's where you need to come, you know. If you are a person who's into matters advocacy, you have to come. If you're a person who is a corporate and is looking to partner with a collective of creatives who have beautiful visions to broaden the art space, you need to be there. Yeah, it's going to be on 14th of December. 2025. That's on a Sunday. Unatoka church hivi, and the plan is come with your family, come with your friends, come with your everybody else, and let's have some beautiful art period that time. And then the tickets are going for 2010. That's just 2010, guys. The proceeds are meant to support various creatives, even as we are doing these master classes. If you feel you don't want to mix up with CC watu wa kawaida, we got you covered. The tickets are going for 4010. You'll get to have a gift hamper together with the tickets as well.
Amazing.
If you're a vendor, I have been asked this question on my social media. If you're a vendor, please reach out to me on my inbox. There's spaces. We will have tents for you to be able to vend and exhibit your beautiful works.
Your socials?
My socials at Spontaneous Ray on Twitter, Spontaneous the Poet in every other social media handle.
Amazing. One last question. Why should we come?
Why should you come? Why not?
Why not indeed?
But if I'm being honest, because you have been the reason I have been who I am today. It would be beautiful to celebrate this day with you. Your presence will make us tear up in a very happy way. So come through.
Asante sana.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Spontaneous, for making time.
Thank you
It
so
is such an honor to have you this morning, and of course to speak a little bit about your interaction. There is a story to uliza unatengenezaje script? Unafanya nini? You know, you're the Guji, and of course if many others would want to follow the steps, you are on social media and you've shared them as well.
Yeah.
Wacha wale ma all right. Sawa. Ladies and gentlemen, we've hosted Spontaneous the Poet, marking 10 years in poetry, and of course embracing the fact that there is a voice that needs to be raised, there is a journey that needs to be embraced. And even as we mark this, the end of this session, remember we had promised that we play Joey by Spontaneous the Poet, that will mark the initiation or the end of this particular segment. So see you next week, even as we embrace other many conversations right here on the headquarters Lookup Television. Find it in our favor and in your favor, of course, to join in across all social media platforms. Cheza kama wewe, itakuwa vizuri sana. Asante sana Faith Matole for the directions. Asante sana King Dantimax. Asante sana the graphics Mercy, and as well as asante sana Indeche here Emmanuel. Asante sana Arnold for being here, and of course thank you so much Edgar for making this space happen. This is Entertainment Friday. Of course, listen to Joey by Spontaneous the Poet. Happy weekend.